Hey, how's it going? Today is 22nd of November, Friday, and we are taking a look at the market and what's happening, right? First article, we can take a look at something that will be published yesterday. That the British Army completes first live firing of next generation of howitzers in Finland. That would be the British Army has completed first live firing of next generation howitzer in Finland in one of the largest series of NATO artillery exercises ever conducted in Europe. And some of the bullet points and what we're going to be reading in this article that the British Army demonstrates the Archer mobile howitzer, an artillery system with fully automated gun design for rapid development. Okay, I don't know about that since they just fired, so it's not necessary. Uh, you have on site, you have potentially military personnel, and they not necessarily researchers and or engineers to on site to improve the system, right? I don't know. I don't know. At least this is how I understood it. But anyway, the first rapid development. So how else would be interpretation, right? So if the system can fire set distance by manufacturer, this is how far the system would be able to fire according to manufacturer, and that would be military personnel. It's not the same as manufacturer. I would say, but anyway. The first in the series exercise dynamic front 25 involved 5,000 soldiers, including 350 deployed by the British Army. This is the first time Finland has hosted a major international military exercise since becoming a NATO member in April 2023. Overall, briefly, I do understand to what direction entire lines are moving. That would be something that is very old actually. It's about 20-year development strategy of how to develop some of the systems and what system would counter what system. And there was a lot of developments in that particular way, but that's Asia who have came up with this strategy. It's just interesting that adaptations that Europe is doing in terms of developing and taking part in some of those exercises when it comes to military development, howitzers, entire system, and all that would be cannons and long distance cannons. That would be something that was developed in Asia, but overall it's kind of interesting, I guess, that Europe is taking part in, or the Europe can come up with their own perhaps systems. But anyway, British Army personnel have demonstrated first live firing of next generations of howitzers amid freezing conditions on one of the largest series of NATO artillery exercises ever conducted in Europe. The temperature plummeted to -3 degrees Celsius just outside Arctic Circle. 350 army personnel joined soldiers from 28 countries. Okay. NATO. How many NATO? Is it 24? Oh, so that will be 28 countries, including NATO newest member Finland of Exercise Dynamic Front 25. During the 12 days of training, which began on November. I don't know if anyone is finding any of this information interesting, by the way, but anyway. The Army demonstrated its capabilities by concluding its first live firing exercise with Archer mobile howitzer, an artillery system which fully automated gun designed for rapid development. The system, which can fire more than 8 rounds a minute at a range of 50 kilometers. Okay. So perhaps some of the components would be artillery shells, right? 155 millimeter. So perhaps some improvements could be made there to extend this range, as well as temperature was most likely tested, as well as just some of those areas, right? As well as when designing his entire system. some components most likely would be manufactured by Europeans over here in that particular system. But again, there's way too many moving pieces, and reloading system has way too many pieces, right? But anyway, and most likely those pieces won't be able to hold more than 100 shots fired, I would say, but just by looking at it. So once that been said, a lot of improvements could be made. Was produced at speed from Sweden last year, also demonstrated in training where the enemy artillery detection radar. There's the names of the radar systems that would be Taipan. Okay. Perhaps that's references to other governments, but anyway, no businesses. And the case multiple launch rocket system, or perhaps that's the system that I was referring to when it comes to reloading. I don't know if that's UK who have designed it. Perhaps they have modified slightly, but again, the system is a little bit too complex, and I don't think the system will be able to hold more than 100. I believe, but although I guess they are testing it here, which can fire up to 12 rockets or missiles in the less than a minute. The training is the first in a wider NATO Dynamic Front 25 series, which taking place across 4 more countries in coming months and amidst coordinated live fire artillery capabilities between allied nations from Arctic Circle to the Black Sea. The exercise enforced the government's NATO first defense strategy, which has seen it set European security as a defense priority and coming to spend 2.5 of GDP to defense, right? So perhaps as I mentioned, the entire strategy very similar in Asia, and perhaps Europe is testing this kind of strategy. But anyway, I don't know, we might delve a little bit too much into detail, but this strategy, first, as I mentioned, a 20 years old strategy. 20. Anyway. Perhaps we can finish reading it. The exercise focuses on advanced NATO technology with the soldiers connecting different military systems from multiple members of the alliance. This allows shared information to rapid direct response across the field. This comes a month after the UK announced it will strengthen NATO's eastern flank with the new defense roadmap signed with Estonia. The joint declaration will see thousands of UK troops held at high readiness, ready to defend NATO eastern flank. In addition to those deployed in Estonia, it will also boost cooperation on developing long-range missiles with NATO allies, improving the alliance collective air defense and offering opportunities to UK defense industry. It potential for business opportunities. This is what this channel is about. Business opportunities, and perhaps there might be additional opportunities created for UK's defense industry, right? It is the first time Finland has hosted major international military exercises since becoming NATO member following Russia's legal full-scale invasion of Ukraine has place. Okay. So there's a lot of developments in that particular area, as well as I believe yesterday was defense spending review. That would be 2.5%. And how those finances would be allocated during. I haven't watched the entire thing, but I perhaps watched first hour, but not necessarily we can't discuss anything. so if anything, people up there, people are working entire system, a lot of people involved. It's very hard, as well as they cannot talk about anything, which can compromise the entire developments, all those kind of things, right? So since people cannot talk about it, there's no reason to actually watch it. It's just a waste of everyone's time, right? Anyway, if that's budget, where the budget would be allocated, and if anything, UK's defense industry, perhaps there might be some opportunities there in the future, right? Let's take a look at next press release. I'm reading all this information for the first time, by the way, but anyway. New Skills Hub launched to get Britain building. 1,000 small apprentice construction workers will be hired each year to build homes and kickstart growth throughout the New Skills Hub funded by industry leaders. Industry leaders, so not necessarily government? Okay. Let's take a look at there might be some opportunities, right? That will be 5,000 more construction apprenticeships places will be made available per year thanks to 140 million industry investment to get Britain building again. That will be a total of 32 pioneering new home building skill hubs will be delivered fast track training to local areas that need more housing, while giving apprentices vital skills to boost housing building in the UK and will drive forward the government's growth mission. The purpose-built hubs will provide a realistic working environment for training key construction trades. Okay. Including bricklayers, roofers, plasters, scaffolders, electricians, carpenters, and more. Right. The government is working with the Construction Industry Training Board and the National House Building Council. So that will be government. Okay, but I don't know where the finances are coming from. But anyway, working hand in hand with Skills England to identify areas that needs construction workers the most. This will ensure employers and all business have access to high quality apprenticeships training, kickstarting economy growing and all creating jobs across England. A fast track apprenticeships offering by the hub can be completed in 12 to 18 months. 12 to 18? It depends perhaps minute or number of skills, right? I would say one skill, perhaps progressing to next skill, and perhaps eventually gradually. Since in comparison, I think I have done a little bit of research and trying to understand it. It sometimes can take 7 years, and I believe this time frame, at least previously, 4 or 5 years ago, was way too. I guess some people it depends on the person. Some people can pick up some skills in 6 months, and some person perhaps need additional assistance. 7 years, massive time to spend studying something. But anyway, up to half time of a traditional 24 to 30 months construction apprenticeships. This means more construction workers can be trained quickly, unlock economic growth by getting more people into highly skilled jobs. Perhaps there's some names and all this kind of things, right? There isn't a way to reach out and or perhaps engage with partners. Some of those councils have been mentioned. Perhaps we can try to reach out to some of those councils. Maybe, but depending where finances will be coming from. If it's not from government, perhaps there's a completely different thing going on when it comes to investment, perhaps into skills, knowledge, expertise. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you next one.